Hey there, Internet friends. Trevor Starkey here with another episode of Wrestling Wednesday, the Royal Rumble Predictions episode, 2018. Royal Rumble is easily my favorite of the pay-per-views. My favorite kind of match is the Royal Rumble because you can tell so many great stories there in a singular match. I'm making these predictions the Tuesday night after SmackDown in the lead up to the Royal Rumble. So I'm building it off of the card that has kind of been announced, which is basically the 2 Royal Rumble matches, the 2 tag matches, and then the 2 championship matches. So if new stuff gets added in, I'll throw in kind of off-the-cuff predictions before Sunday that'll go up against Cameron. But I imagine I'm going to end up owing him more Portillos anyway, because I seem destined to just always lose this. Anyway, here we go. Up first, I have the Raw Tag Team Championship between Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan and Cesaro and Sheamus. I think despite their rocky, team alliance, I think we'll see Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan end up retaining here. I think the angle's working pretty well for Jason Jordan. He's kind of playing the dumb in-over-his-head goof to great aplomb, and the audience is booing him just as they've been booing him all along, but now they've got, like, a storyline reason to. And I can't imagine that they would reintroduce Rollins' curb stomp without letting him kind of use it to win the match here. I think Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan will retain, potentially with the Balor Club as like the challengers waiting in the wings. On the SmackDown tag team side of things, you have the Usos up against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I think we will see the Usos hand over the titles to Gable and Benjamin here. I think it'll set up like a storyline about the Usos trying to win the belts back on the road to WrestleMania. WWE Championship between AJ Styles and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think it's going to be AJ because I just can't figure out how they would make co-champions work in Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I don't know how they're going to do that. So, yeah, I have Styles retaining here. And then for the Universal Championship, you have Brock Lesnar versus Kane versus Braun Strowman, and I think the whole reason Kane's in there is so he can eat the pin, and Braun gets, spared a little bit. He continues to be protected. So Brock Lesnar beats Kane, even though, we already saw at No Mercy, they have no problem throwing Braun Strowman to the wolves and having him, die after a single F5. So, Brock Lesnar retains here. For the Royal Rumble matches, I am going to make 3 predictions. I'm going to predict the Iron Man or Woman, the person who lasts the longest in the match, the person with the most eliminations, as well as the eventual actual winner. So up first for the Women's Royal Rumble, I have Sasha Banks as the Iron Woman, perhaps going in, even as early as number 1 or number 2, and holding her own throughout the match. An alternative here would be Bayley would be a nice push for the Iron Woman kind of character in the match to kind of help rebuild her a little bit after they kind of buried her early in 2017. It'd be a nice chance to, show that she's got the gut and gumption to last it. But I think the legit boss will be the long haul kind of wrestler in this match. For most eliminations, I think they'll give it to Asuka. I think they'll use her getting a lot of eliminations, maybe 6, 7, 8, something like that, in order to kind of really continue projecting her dominance in the women's division, even if they go with somebody else for the eventual win. And that someone else that I am predicting is the much-rumored Ronda Rousey, coming in probably late in the match. I think she'll eliminate Asuka to really set up some heat there, and I think she'll end up taking it. And I don't want her to. I don't want her to come in and win this thing because I would much rather see one of the, women that have helped build the division get the honors on this first go out. But we're also talking about the WWE here, who gave James Ellsworth the first women's Money in the Bank win. So at least giving it to a woman in Ronda Rousey would be a step in the right direction for them. Plus, of course, you get the eventual matchup between her and Charlotte, horsewoman versus horsewoman. Onto the men's Royal Rumble side of things, for the Iron Man, I have Finn Balor. I don't think he'll give him the win here as much as I would like to see that and like to see him go for the Universal Championship again. But I think he'll get a good showing, and perhaps, with the backing of Gallows and Anderson as the Balor Club, I think he'll kind of go the distance. For most eliminations, I have Randy Orton. I think he'll come kind of late in the match and clear house with a lot of RKOs, throw a handful of people over the top rope. Not like record-breaking numbers, but maybe like 5 to 7, somewhere in there. Just kind of clearing the ring and setting up the match for the end game. And it'll be a good showing for last year's winner. But the eventual winner, Shinsuke Nakamura. I think that sets up the Styles-Nakamura clash that they teased back at Money in the Bank. I think it will finally get that at WrestleMania. I think if Vince was fine having Jinder Mahal up at the top of the card for most of 2017, I think they'll be fine putting Shinsuke versus Styles is like the undercard main event of WrestleMania. So those are my Royal Rumble 2018 predictions. Let me know what yours are in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Trevor Starkey from TrevorTrove.com. You can follow me at SnarkyStarkey on Twitter. And until next time, from here at the Trove, treasure your friends.